Hey folks, it's Jared Mannanen from the website TahoeTrailGuide.com. It's been a few weeks, I guess, since last I published any videos. I suspect that that's going to be my schedule from here on out until next winter. That is maybe one or two a month. I just, I needed a definite break from the winter, just some time to myself. My roommate was gone for about 10 days, so it was me and the cat at the house, and I was just like hammering out projects and getting things done while I had the whole house to myself. And then I've been doing a lot of birding, a lot of hiking and birding. Done a little bit of cross-country skiing, but to be honest, I needed to give my body a little bit of a rest. I reached my goal of 100 days, and I think I'm at about 103 now. I've gone a few times since that last day of work where I got my 100th day. And, through repetition, our bodies kind of get tired and worn out a little bit. So, this year, for whatever reason, I had on my left calf some like bump or whatever, bruise on the left calf, and I think it was just from like tightening my ski boot down too much, too many times. So just not wearing anything above the ankle, just wearing basically hiking shoes and stuff has been kind of nice for that to recover. And then one of my heels, I don't know, I just end up with like some minor tendonitis that kind of flares up every once in a while. So yeah, the effects of skiing a lot or doing anything a lot really takes its toll, right? That's just part of being human. So yeah, just taking some time to myself, getting projects done, kind of getting my mind set and embracing being unemployed for the month between winter and summer jobs. The summer will be starting soon enough, within the next couple of weeks, which will be good to have consistent work again and steady paycheck. But I always love these times in between work because, well, I get a lot of stuff done, and again, just can recover a little bit from the seasons. Mostly just wanted to put something out. I've been collecting some footage over the last few days here to show kind of the fun and diverse spring that I've been having while searching for birds. I also wanted to talk a little bit about goals. It's kind of a funny thing, I have lived a pretty goal-oriented life for most of my life. I've always had some sort of project, some sort of passions that I've been pursuing that, a lot of times entails some sort of definitive beginning and end. Running a marathon, for example, or going to college, or through hiking the Appalachian Trail, like all these things have a definitive beginning and end for the most part. And once we get to the end, once we achieve those goals, regardless of outcome, when that goal is done, it's always kind of an interesting experience, because what do you do next, right? I mean, when I logged my 100th cross-country ski day, I'm not gonna lie, I lost a little bit of motivation to keep skiing, part because I wanted to recover and just take some time off a little bit from skiing, but also had to actually search for snow, with the spring melt and all. But yeah, you get to those goals, you finish them, and then it's like, do I want to keep doing this, or should I move on to something else? And it's just an interesting phenomena that we all experience. We come to the end of some minor era in our lives, or some aspect of our lives that is done and over with. We graduate high school, we go to college, we graduate college, get a job, move on to a new job, whatever, right? We move to a new home. We choose to do this for 6 months or 6 years or 20 years, and then everything comes to a close. I'm not saying don't complete your goals so that they just keep going on, right? Like, that's no way to live as far as I'm concerned, not having any goals so that you never have to be disappointed when they're done. At the same time, it's just one of those things where yeah, should we stack another goal right on top of that one so we don't have to endure that kind of feeling of I guess loss or finish? I mean, we all celebrate once those goals are done or once we achieve our goals, but there is that kind of mournful feel to it when that book is closed or we finish that last chapter. So I guess probably what I've experienced this spring is that, you know, I finished those ski days and now I have been birding this whole time, but my goal of achieving or logging 200 birds for this Tahoe Big Year, it's just an easy thing for me to jump right into without thinking too hard about it because, well, somebody found this bird over here, so I'm gonna go look at that, or I'm gonna go try to find it myself. You know, it's like, did I just kind of deny myself that that element of, I don't know, pause and reflection? I don't know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but I love being outside no matter what, and I love finding birds, and I've been having fun with the wildlife photography again. I've been getting a lot of great shots of some stuff that's somewhat unique or rare for Tahoe. So I have been having fun, but yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you gotta beware of completing your goals. You know, and then there's that whole element to choosing goals that are, you know, is this too easy of a goal? Is this something that I can definitely get, or is it too challenging, something that I'll never get? You know, finding that balance between selecting goals that will push you enough so that you grow, but not destroy your morale because you can't complete it, or, you know, boost your ego too much because it was so easy. So I think about all these things that I set up for myself, and then, you know, achieve them, and then now what? Do we just jump from goal to goal? I guess, yeah, to some degree we can, but I don't know. I like the clear beginnings, clear endings, but I also like there being time for processing in between. So long story getting a lot longer. I think all that time off from producing any kind of videos whatsoever, and just kind of, you know, not withdrawing, but just, you know, putting my head down and getting some work done for myself and for others that didn't involve making videos or vlogging, that or the other thing. I think it was a necessary part of this spring for me. Okay, folks, I'm gonna cut myself off now, otherwise I'm gonna just keep on rambling. Hope you guys are having a good spring. I hope you have a good summer. Like I said earlier, I will try to produce something every like 2 to 4 weeks, so maybe once a month, kind of a schedule until snow starts to fly again. But believe it or not, I actually did pick up a set of roller skis, skate ski roller skis, but maybe I'll produce a couple of roller ski videos over the summer. We'll see. I haven't been on them in a few years, so there's a little bit of apprehension and anxiety about them because I did take a good digger the last time I was on them, but fortunately I'm a much better skier now than I was when I first tried them out, so I'm not that nervous, and I don't plan on doing any kind of downhill work on roller skis. It's going to be flats and uphills only. Thanks so much for all of your support. Like, subscribe, check out TahoeTrailGuide.com. I got a bunch of hiking and backpacking related articles. Thanks so much, folks. Take care.